The tabletop takeaway.
Game mechanics on display.
Three designers share the stage.
Pick a genre and we'll play.
The tabletop takeaway.
Welcome back to the Tabletop Takeaway. I'm Ananda.
I'm Charlie McCarran.
And I'm Trevor Muller-Hagel.
And today we are talking about the third game in our auction series, which is Indonesia, another game from our Splotter games.
Splotter games,
yeah.
One of Ananda's favorite publishers. If you haven't
I
learned
guess.
that
We've
by
only
now.
done, what, this is the third or fourth? Somewhere in
third.
there.
It might be the fourth.
Great
actually.
Zimbabwe, Food
We
Chain
did-
Magnate, and this for sure. I can't
Oh,
remember.
and Bus.
And
So
Bus,
fourth.
fourth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
yeah,
think
I
that's
guess
the most
guess
from
it
one
is.
publisher.
At least where we identified the publisher.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, so Indonesia is a game about shipping goods to cities and earning lots of money and merging companies. The basic way it works is there's a map, and you can start companies. Your companies can either manufacture or grow products like rice or spice or rubber. And you can also have companies that are ships, shipping companies that will ship your products from one place to another to sell them. And over the course of the game, you grow your companies. Every time you ship all of the goods that your company produces, you get to make your company bigger so that it produces more goods, and you can earn more money by shipping them. You can also, if you own shipping lines, you can grow them out so that they can reach different destinations. There are cities where you can ship goods. If a city receives all of the different types of goods that are currently being shipped, the city will grow so that it can accept more goods. And over the course of the game, as your companies grow bigger, other people will make competing companies, and you can then merge the companies. And when you propose a merger, this is one of the forms of bidding in the game, players bid on the merger, and then the money for the bid is split among the players who own the companies that got merged, proportional to how many goods each of the companies was producing before the merger.
And each increase in the bid has to be based on the number of those
Right.
or those territories. So
Yeah,
to-
yes. So
Yeah.
if you have a company of size 3 and a company of size 4 and you merge them, the bid has to be in increments of 7 so that it can be split
Evenly.
in 3 and 4.
I will say playing this game using an online system is definitely a good call because there's a lot of math in this game.
Yes.
And that really cuts down on most of the math and makes it really slick, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah, we played using an online app.
Yeah. I think the merger thing was interesting, and I haven't seen that in a game where it's that you're proposing what the merger will be.
Right.
You might not even, you probably want to bid on it, but it
You're-
miid be between two other
You have to
players.
bid on
You,
it.
you,
Oh,
if
you
you
have to
propose
bid.
it, you have to bid
Okay.
on it to
Yeah,
start.
you have to do
Gotcha.
the starting bid.
You can pass immediately after, but you have to
Yeah.
bid on it.
But the fact that you could start a merger on two other people's companies,
Yeah.
and then sweep in, and if you have a lot of money, buy
Yeah.
them up, or you could just propose a merger between your own two companies so that you can consolidate
Yeah.
them, and you have an extra slot.
Yeah, there's a limited number of slots for companies.
Yeah,
Yeah, I really appreciate the overall flow of this too because, you always have this kind of automatic increase and almost exponential increase in activity. We started out, I think, 100 money each. And I'm like, the first turn, I'm like, oh man, I made $5 or $20. Like, that's nothing. And by the end, I had 500 something. Like, holy cow, this is crazy ramp up. And we actually stopped 2/3 of the way through or so. So there was a whole final round where apparently things go a little bit nuttier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the merger system in particular is really cool, and I really want to make a game that uses a merger system like that.
Yeah.
I even with Acronomics, I came up with a physical device to split up a bid into two parts.
Yeah.
But I don't have the rest of that game working yet. But there are a lot of cool things about the merger system. the way that it splits the money up is really nice. The way that you feel kind of like you're creating something when you combine the two companies is really nice, and everyone kind of feels like they're getting something out of it too.
Yeah,
because when the players whose companies are merged get money for it, the player who wins the merger gets a new company that's the combined two companies that were merged. And the players whose companies were merged also get an extra slot, which means they can start a new company for free.
yeah,
Yeah. I think I made that comment during the game. It's a nice, like, everybody gets something when everything happens. Like, if I ship through your ships, I get money from the goods, and you get money for doing the shipping, which is nice, feel good, versus like very tough area control games. Even like Catan is, you're fighting over space on the board, and
these fights felt really good to me, or on the board, like the physical, like trying to block people and expand.
yeah,
That felt really interesting to me.
yeah,
Right.
like we could
Yeah.
block, but it also could totally shift based on a merger. So it's not
Right.
like
Yeah.
the locations were gonna,
And
yeah,
I also discovered in that game, blocking is not always the right move, because
Yep.
there's one instance where I saw that I could block off Trevor and trap his rice production in a small
Before it
area.
even started, and I had a huge expansion skill, so like
Yeah,
I was
because
about
like you started a rice plantation. I was like, oh, okay, I can just go and block that in, and he won't be able to expand. I should just do that. And then after a moment, after I did it,
Yeah.
I realized, wait a minute. I own all the shipping lanes in this ocean. He has to ship his rice. The city on this island does not have enough space to buy up all the rice, which means he's going to have to ship that rice to the other cities. He has to use my shipping lane to do it. What am I doing blocking him in? I should
Yeah.
I should let him expand to fill this space, and then he'll be paying me lots of money to ship his
Yeah.
rice.
Right.
And that was a huge mistake on
and
my
you,
part.
like you were basically setting up a huge rubber factory on that island,
Yeah.
but nothing else. There were no other goods. So
Right.
like having diversity there would actually have done good for your shipping
yes,
industry.
it was a huge mistake
Which-
for me to block you.
It's such a fascinating like push and pull there.
yeah. I think. Oh, go. It just feels like of all the games we've played so far, this feels like the most accurate simulation of like actual economics.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have noticed that about splatter games and
Yeah.
economics. Like the Great Zimbabwe also. I
Sure.
think.
Yeah.
Which is fascinating. Food Chain Magnet makes sense for it to be based on economics, but like the Great Zimbabwe, like theme wise, does not feel like it should have that kind of feel, but it
Yeah,
really does.
All of their games are
Yeah.
pretty good at simulating economies.
Yeah.
So this game actually has two different auction systems.
Yeah.
So we talked a little bit about the mergers, which are, it works like a standard. You go around and bid it up until no one's willing to bid anymore. But it has a second auction system for turn order. Turn order is very important in this game because if we both own competing companies of the same type, there's only so many cities that will accept those goods. So if you go first, you can sell before your opponent, and then they won't be able to sell because there's no space left. And so every round there is an auction for turn order. But there are two really interesting things about this auction. The first one is that each player only makes one bid, but you do it sequentially. So
Right.
the last player to bid knows what the other players have bid. And so there's...
And those other players cannot rebid after that.
Yes.
They're done.
Yeah, which means if the last player wants to win going first, they can probably do so.
Yeah.
But the other really interesting thing is that the money that you pay in this auction does not go back to the bank. It goes to a place called the bank, but it's a personal bank.
Yeah.
So the money still counts as points at the end of the game.
Goes into savings.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you just can't use it
Yeah.
for like bidding on mergers or other things.
Goes into a CD.
Yeah.
Yeah. With no interest.
Yeah, and I think this is really cool because first of all, it allows you to do the auction, it allows you to do the auction where each player only gets one bid.
Mm-hmm.
That wouldn't work, I think, if you were actually giving up the money.
Oh, sure.
because you wouldn't want to pay if you didn't win the bid, it would feel bad.
Right.
But the other nice thing about it is just you're doing an auction, but you're not losing the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing it made me realize is in auction games, where the money that you bid goes is is important, and it's much more interesting when the money is not just going back to the bank. Like,
no thanks. The
Yeah.
money goes to the person who has to
Who
take
takes the hit?
yes,
hit.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
I
that's good.
Yeah, and there's other examples like in Dune, the money goes to the Emperor.
One specific player,
Yes,
right?
yeah, a specific player that's set at the beginning of the game
Huh.
gets all the money from auctions.
That's funny.
Yeah, I mean, it really made me think about. I realize this is sounding like a takeaway, but I think I have a different takeaway. But it really made me think about where does the money go in an auction?
Yeah.
Because I really like the idea of earmarking the money for a specific purpose. Like, okay, I'm bidding this money, so now this money is victory points. I can't use it for anything else.
Yeah.
And I can see you could do a lot with that. Like saying, okay, I'm bidding on this auction with this money. Now this money is like my military strength, and I have to use it for military stuff.
Oh, sure.
But just instead of getting rid of the money, you say, okay, I'm reducing the utility of the money by restricting how it can be used.
Like a nonprofit. But we don't have to go into that.
Yeah. The other piece I liked about this game was the R&D,
Yeah.
where you're deciding. And it reminded me of Bus too, but you're deciding which things you want to get better at. You get one per turn, so you can increase your power to bid. You can increase your power to make mergers. You could increase the slot so you can buy another company.
Expansion speed.
Yep, your company will expand faster, and I think there's one
Hull
other.
capacity.
Hull capacity.
Oh yeah, if you're shipping. So
Or
And-
the hull capacity of others.
yeah, that was
Which
an
I
interesting
thought,
one.
that's really interesting.
Yeah, is it worth increasing Ananda's hull size because he's shipping? And turns out probably it was a good choice to not do that because
Yeah.
he owned all the ships, and that was just helping everybody.
But if Trevor had then somehow taken over his shipping company with a hull size of 1, everyone would have been restricted.
Yes.
And then you'd want
Yeah.
to increase Trevor's hull size.
Yeah,
'cause-
shipping mergers in this game are really interesting because if the players have different hull sizes, then who wins the merger could
the new hull
massively
size.
change.
how much stuff gets shipped
Yeah.
in general. Yeah.
Wow, they're bad at shipping. Why did they win
Yep.
this merger?
Yeah,
I think my takeaway actually is related to the shipping thing in that this game could play out that someone doesn't have any like production companies at all. They might just be shipping,
Yeah.
and they still could win the game potentially. And I like that idea that you could just totally pursue a route of just
peace,
being like
so to speak.
being the connector as the shipping person and just making money that way. Or you could just be really good at finding the right companies that are going to get shipped off, I guess. Yeah. I like that idea. That you're creating the asymmetry yourself. It's not like
yes.
Sure.
you start out as like, we had no
Yeah.
advantage.
Which is very much a splatter thing.
Much like the Great Zimbabwe
Right.
Oh, yeah.
or Food Chain Magnate.
Yeah.
Actually.
Maybe even bust a little bit.
Yeah. You can listen to all those episodes to see, but yeah, each of those, like Food Chain Magnet was like, I think it had 3 employees while Ananda had 19 employees or something.
I've had
Or you
like
had-
4 or 5, I think.
Yeah.
I did not have very many.
Yeah,
But it wasn't like you were, well, you probably won, but it wasn't like you were massively,
doing more sales.
yeah. I don't know.
The interesting thing is all of the different things you can research are like tied to different paths you could pursue to win the game.
Yeah.
Because like you could just own a bunch of companies if you increase your slot size.
Right.
If you increase your bid, you could always go first and then just outcompete everyone. Like you have a rubber plant, I have a rubber plant, and I sell before you do. because my bid strength is so massive that you can never go first.
And just to clarify, for the other, like, what was it, Cyclades, we had, you get a +1 to your bid.
Yeah.
This was a multiplier.
Yes.
So your very first increase to bid is a 5 times multiplier. So
Yeah.
every dollar you spend is $5.
And I think they go up roughly
Like
5
5,
times
10.
each time. So like the second level of the bid track is now 25 times multiplier
What?
to your bid strength.
I'll bid 5 and it'll be 125. What?
Yeah. So it makes it very difficult to outbid
Yeah.
the player.
If you don't, if you want that first player. Yeah.
Yeah, all of the research. So when I started playing the game, some of them didn't seem immediately that useful, but now I see that they're all quite useful.
And the cost for R&D is mostly opportunity cost, which I love that.
So yeah, I think this is actually my takeaway from the
great.
game.
Awesome.
This leads into my takeaway. Unless was this your takeaway?
No.
Okay.
Don't take his takeaway.
Yeah.
Don't take away his takeaway.
So a lot of games have very complicated science research track type mechanics, right? Like, oh, you need to get this science resource and you need to buy these things and there's a discount based on the other things you have, and some things have prerequisites that you need to unlock first, and they have all these mechanics with research. And this game research is very simple. Just every round you get to increase one number. It's not even like unlocking some unique ability. It's just increase the number. Increasing the number has huge implications, of course. But it's just so simple.
Yeah.
Like you can have and like you were saying, there's no cost to it.
Right.
You just get to do it every round.
Yeah.
And the cost is, oh well, if you did this, you can't
do these other things.
Can't upgrade this other thing.
Which is probably okay.
Yeah.
But
I think my takeaway is that research in games doesn't need to be complicated. You can have science and research and advancement, and it can just be increasing numbers, and that is enough. Like
as long as they're interesting, but not like crazy.
Yeah, you need interesting numbers.
Yeah. Core mechanic numbers.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hand sizes.
Yeah,
dice rolled.
Find some very relevant numbers, and then just let players increase one of them each round, and that is a very satisfying tech tree.
I might try that for Archmagus, actually, now that we were talking about
Nice.
that.
Yeah.
Just a little nudge to see if that would be a little bit of a spicy thing to add.
Yeah.
Because that could be really cool.
You just need to figure out which numbers
yeah.
to use.
Yeah. And that's a sign that your game's already like nice and tight in terms of like one more card in your hand feels amazing. Then
Yeah.
it's like, ooh, all right.
Yeah.
Or one more resource of a certain type. It's like, oh,
Oh, this is
that's
great.
Yeah.
helps so
Oh,
much.
you did that? Oh, that's a cool idea. I want to do that.
I mean, maybe that's a useful design tool too. Like, get your game to a place where increasing a number by one feels
Significant.
Yeah, momentous to
Yeah.
the player.
Yeah. So for my takeaway, I'm really going to lean into the kind. I mean, we've talked about this before a little bit. So the kind of emergent asymmetry of splatter games. So like you start off all kind of the same. Maybe someone will be the shipper though, and other people will be producing, and they develop these roles like Great Zimbabwe, where you have these different gods that you'll start worshiping, and those give you massively different powers and different things. I really like the idea of everyone starting out on equal footing, and then you learn the game and your asymmetry as you develop it.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really important thing to try and do because it helps you learn the game at the start and then branch into the specialized faction instead of... And I do this with Archmagus too, my game, where you start off all pretty similar and then you evolve into your role.
And something about how you said that made me realize something, because obviously there are lots of games where players are going to pursue different strategies,
Right.
but maybe what makes these games feel different, feel as though you are stepping into a role rather than just pursuing a strategy, is because they're all set up in such an interactive way where you do occupy a role in the economy or the ecosystem of the game.
Right.
You fulfill a specific purpose which is relevant to other players.
Because I developed Merger first for this one, and I was the one that was causing mergers to happen.
Yeah.
No one else could do that.
Yeah.
And so it actually makes you feel like you have a massive impact on the result of the game.
Yeah. The interactivity, I think, is the key thing here.
Yeah.
Like, if it's just like, oh, okay, I'm pursuing this strategy, you're pursuing that strategy, we don't really care that much about each other's strategies.
Right.
It doesn't feel like you have a role in the game. But when your actions affect everybody else and you're pursuing a different strategy, then it feels like you have a very clear niche.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Any other last thoughts on Indonesia?
It's a great game. I have no idea how difficult it would be to play
The actual board game?
The actual board game.
It might take a while.
without the app. But
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed it. So, yeah. Join us next time for the wrap-up episode on auction games.
hey, thanks for listening to The Tabletop Takeaway. This podcast is made possible by listeners like you. So please tell your friends and visit our website at thetabletoptakeaway.com, where you can suggest games and mechanics for us to cover next on the show.